I-40 bridge update, progress happening sooner than expected. What time you can start back traveling the bridge. Plus, COVID-19 trends changing, why doctors are now excited that new COVID-19 cases are not the only thing going up.
On the way as early as tomorrow, but that could come along with some stormy weather. I'll have all the latest details coming up in my first alert forecast.
Taking action for you. Action News 5 at 6 starts now.
Thank you for joining Action News 5 at 6. I'm Ariana Poindexter. We are less than 4 hours away from the eastbound lanes of the I-40 bridge reopening for the first time since a major fracture was discovered in one of the bridge's steel beams. Now, the I-40 bridge has been closed since May and gained national spotlighting the aging national infrastructure system. Tennessee and Arkansas Department of Transportation officials say top experts have analyzed the bridge repairs using state-of-the-art technology, and recent weather conditions have allowed the bridge's eastbound lanes to open earlier than the expected Monday open time. Now, the Greater Memphis Chamber of Commerce says they will continue to lobby for the construction of a third bridge over the Mississippi River.
We have gained and garnered the respect and attention of the federal government, and they will consider our request as we work to try to make sure that they understand our value and can put dollars in the budget for infrastructure and perhaps even for a third bridge.
TDOT says only the eastbound lanes will open first because crews are still working to break down equipment and materials used in repairs, and this will be safer for their construction crews. Well, keep in mind the bridge is still an active work site, so if you do drive over it, you are asked to pay attention and watch out for construction crews. Well, the Senate convened for a rare weekend session today to work on a bipartisan infrastructure bill. The plan would increase the nation's spending on such things as roads, bridges, public transit, airports, broadband internet, and electric vehicle charging stations. After senators vote on the $1 trillion infrastructure bill, Schumer plans to push for a $3.5 trillion bill that focuses on climate change and home care for the elderly and children. For the third day in a row, Shelby County confirmed more than 400 new COVID-19 cases. Doctors blame the surge in cases on the highly contagious Delta variant, which they say is also leading to more deaths. But Action News 5's Brandon Richards shows there is a silver lining. More people are getting vaccinated.
The month of July began with the promising hope of freedom from COVID-19. It ends with numbers showing the virus still has a firm grip on the community. Data from the Tennessee Department of Health shows the number of active cases in Shelby County soared in July from just over 400 to more than 3,400, a 700% increase. The number of people who've died from COVID-19 also increased from 14 in June to more than 40 in July.
It's almost like I've got a little allergy and stuffy nose.
Jeff Warren, a Memphis City councilman and doctor, is among those who tested positive for COVID-19 in July, even though he's fully vaccinated.
Not many symptoms, but that's the key thing, because the data out there now shows that those of us who've been vaccinated can get this thing and actually be spreaders.
Doctors say while breakthrough cases do happen, if you're fully vaccinated, the symptoms, if there are any, are more likely to resemble a cold or the flu. They say almost all of the people who end up in the hospital with a severe illness or who die are unvaccinated. Tabitha Cole says she had her doubts about the vaccine, but the increasing cases persuaded her to visit the Pipkin building Saturday to finally get vaccinated.
The new Delta virus and everything, I can't take the chance, especially because I have an underlying illness, so I can't take the chance. So that's what brought me here today.
She's not the only one changing her mind. Weekly vaccination rates are up in Shelby County and all 3 Mid-South states. Encouraging news amid another surge. In Memphis, Brandon Richard, Action News 5.
A heat advisory and a heat warning have been issued for some part of the Mid-South. Joining us now to tell us more about when we could see some relief is meteorologist Sergey Galindo. Sergey, what's the timing on this?
Well, it looks like most of us will start to feel some relief by tomorrow, but there still will be some areas in North Mississippi where that front won't quite have moved through yet that will still be dealing with triple-digit heat indices, but at least relief is in sight. As we check out First Alert Doppler 5 radar, it'd be nice to get some rain to cool us out, but nice and dry on the radar at this moment. We are watching the potential that a storm or two as we head into tonight, and that front is starting to slip southward, could be on the strong to severe side. So we'll watch that closely. In the main threats will be gusty wind and the potential for heavy rain, especially with the high humidity levels in place. Here's a look at temperatures right now. We are ranging from about 92 to 95 across the area. And you factor in the humidity and it feels a lot worse than that. It is feeling like 106 in places like Brownsville. 101 is what it feels like in Memphis. It's feeling like 111 in Mark. So another dangerously hot day. And because of that, we still have those heat advisories and heat warnings in place through 8 o'clock. As we make our way into this evening, could see some isolated showers and storms. We'll talk more about that coming up in the First Alert forecast.
Lafayette County schools are ready to get back to in-person classes in a normal year as possible. School starts Thursday, and masks will be optional for students and faculty, which is a very common theme across the Mid-South. Superintendent Jay Foster says getting back in the classroom with that one-on-one teacher interaction is key to helping students progress.
A teacher matters, and quality teaching is so important, and I think that's never been so more evident than what we saw in our scores. We saw that our students struggled this last year, and I think just getting back to normalcy.
Foster says there is a system set up to monitor the progress of each student and make sure they are keeping up. He also wants to be sure parents know they will be updating COVID protocols based on local numbers and mandates. And Action News 5 is continuing our superintendent series. We're talking with superintendents across all 3 Mid-South states to get you and your family ready for back to school. We're taking action and getting the answers to the questions you and your family have about COVID-19 protocols and other important information regarding the upcoming school year. Watch it on our website, Facebook page, and all of our digital platforms. More competition is underway at the Olympics, down to the final events in the pool as track and field gears up. The U.S. currently tied with China in the overall medal count. Liz McLaughlin joins us from Tokyo with the latest on the games.
Look, Middleton in the corner, perfectly done.
A big second half pushed the U.S. men's basketball team into the knockout rounds. They broke open a 4-point game at half with 72 points in beating the Czech Republic 119-84.
We got a rhythm, we got our rotations down. Guys understand what they need to do in order for this team to win. And I feel great moving forward.
Not moving forward is Novak Djokovic. He lost his cool and then his bronze medal match against his Spanish opponent. Djokovic later withdrew from mixed doubles.
Oh, my goodness.
The U.S. women's volleyball team lost ace spiker Jordan Thompson to injury and then dropped its first match in straight sets to Russia. But medal hopes remain.
In the race for Olympic gold.
In the pool, Caleb Dressel broke his own world record in the 100-meter fly, touching first for the gold, ahead of Hungary's Christoph Milok.
To have 2 guys go, 2 of the fastest times in history, it's amazing.
On the track, 19-year-old Athing Mo ran the fastest qualifying time in the 800-meter semis. The U.S. hasn't won that event in 33 years.
Of course, I want the gold, but I'm going to have to fight for it.
Racing to the finish with just over a week of competition left in the games. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News, Tokyo.
The annual checkup can be crucial to a child's development, but for many in the Mid-South, it's not that simple to get to a doctor.
As a pediatrician, when you hear a child has not been seen in a year, 2 years, 3 years, what goes through your mind?
Why? Why have they not been seen?
Community leaders in Fraser decided to not only answer that why, but to solve it. Tonight, after the Olympics, Action News 5's Kelly Cook shows you the clinic working to treat those children who otherwise cannot get to a doctor. The difference this service is already making to bridge the great health divide tonight after the Olympics. Well, also coming up, former President Donald Trump back in the headlines. Action News 5 political analyst Mike Nelson is in the studio to break it all down for us.